So they'll have to pull something out of the hat.
They did play it against Mouse as well. Lost that one 16-6, so wasn't the greatest of starts for them really to be kicking off things in their best of three. They are here on Nuke now. They're charting off on that T side. If this is a Sharks pick, that means they've chosen the T side. So let's see what they've got for us on it. Going for the double P250 setup. Edwards dropped both of those and gone for a flashbang. So a little bit of a variation on the utility buy, but it's still 4 players with armor. Navi going to go for a creep. Well, not even a creep, just a slow default here.
Yeah, just holding this trophy room control for the moment. Simple, just prodding it out as he does have the P250, which he has been dropped by Zeus. Have a bit more damage over the long range at RCF here. Just looking to hold the ramp area, jumping across wide swings from Edward. Trying to bait any shots. Zeus, though, getting a little bit of damage off. Drunky, he's actually gone down, though. Simple, finding him at outers. Now RCF. Oh, but look at this, the 3-man stack. And Navi might just be running into this one. So Knack here will take point. Edward looking for the information, jumping across electronics, so bloody confident there. But RCF and Knack finding the frag each, and now back to the 3v4. Sharks have the man advantage as Flamey makes his way out onto the A site. But they are going to be met by one man. Although Exit, he's fallen down to hell. All 3 CTs up at heaven here, looking for the perfect timing. JNT, he's got himself a bit of utility, ready to throw it out. Smoke looking like it's going to go over towards the secret area, or the squeaky area, rather. Flamey here, holding. Taking point on default. Now the flashes come out, and he's going to be looking straight at that one. Exit, though, with the refrag on the retake. Looking for it. But Simple, he's found the P250. Taps the man down, so no one on the bomb for the moment. 2v3. As the CTs are going to scramble for the kit and try to get back on the bomb, but they think that they have killed the diffuser. Knack is going to stick it. He's got the kit as well, and the first round is going to go in favour of the Sharks. So what a round that one managed to be.
Unfortunate there for Navi. As you say, they got that first pick and they thought, yes, excellent. We've killed someone in the smoke. That must be the diffuser. And it's very difficult, of course, to know differently. We can see it from outside the smoke with the X-ray, with the spectator HUD, but they, of course, cannot. And it looks like we were almost right with that veto. It's Nuke Dust 2 Mirage for the final map. There you go for those playing along at home. Nuke Dust 2 Mirage. We are 1 round into Nuke with the CT side picking up perhaps an expected or a more biased towards CT pistol win. Leo Drunky going to play top of hut with an XM, look to make some money. 3 of his teammates on rifles, and Navi, they've gone for the force here. Double AK out on Simple and Flamey. Electronic limited to the P250. There's been discussions backwards and forwards about who should have the guns in these sort of situations. I'm always going to side with, I understand the arguments against, but I'm always going to side with give them to Simple and Electronic. Either way, though, Simple's got an AK, and that could be the difference maker in this round.
Oh, 100%. But look at this. Jono making his way up secret here. Just looking the wrong direction. Flamey given an opportunity to pick up a frag, but JNT just can't connect. Oh, look at that. Flamey can't punish him, though. And the headshot angle will prove effective for the Sharks. Drunky here with the XM. Very powerful position for this weapon, but not for long. If Simple takes your head off, there's not a lot you can do there. And it looks like Navi will make their way through Annex, down into the vents, and try to head towards the B site. But Simple still just holding for the rotation.
Indeed he is, and he'll be the one to try and make this play in the post plane. He can lurk down through secret late and try to cut them off, but in the meantime, his teammates need to do some work here on the B-bomb site, and Zeus has found a good bit of timing onto RCF. Still no gun beyond the Deagle in hand for him, but he's bought enough time. Simple will rotate down to join his teammates. Into the 3v3. Plenty of time still left on this bomb for the CTs to work with.
Knack here, slowly looking for the pick. Zeus in the window room. He's going to give up his position, but the 2 remaining Ts unknown to the Sharks. But here we are, Exit once again, going to get aggressive towards the Deagle here. Not many bullets left in the clip, but Zeus will find the frag eventually. Simple taking down Knack as well as JNT, and that will be the first round for Navi on the T side. Upsetting Sharks, the force buy, proving effective, and they've saved 3 rifles going into the third as well.
That's going to be also really troublesome for the Sharks' economy. A map like Nuke, yes, it's still said to be CT-sided, but the economy is one of those things that can rapidly turn it on you. If the T-side manages to win a couple rounds and ruin your ability to be able to buy guns, then it's going to be a rough thing for you to face on the CT side, on any map, but even on Nuke, a map that we think is supposed to be biased towards those CTs. If you can't get your money going, then you're in the bin. And surprisingly, I think it was actually Zeus with the Deagle that won that round, even though he only got the 1 frag once the 3v3 started. As you said in the middle there, the CTs were only looking at him. His teammates could just stay in cover for so long. Zeus, even though he didn't get the kill until very late, he'd done enough. He'd done it, dragged enough attention away that there wasn't much the CTs could do. JNT is going to spot the cross of the first player, though, as Navi try and take some outside control.
So just going slow, but Electronic is going to cop the scout shot through the smoke there. So 29 HP remaining on him for the moment, as he does decide to fall back. Looking to just keep himself alive and keep the Sharks guessing for the moment. Lots of sound is going to be made here at Outers, though. Trying to bait some aggression from Drunky. He will just hold his ground for the moment. Edward here, up on Annex. Shadow may be spotted. Looks like Drunky's definitely spotted that one. Jiggling around, waiting for a drop, but JNT all the way over towards T-Spawn, just waiting for any sign of a T up on Annex there. But Edward, so patient, just holding his ground as the rest of his team rotate back in towards Radio, looking to reclaim it. But Sharks, they haven't gotten aggressive. They haven't gotten any extra map control. They will just hold on the A site for the moment. Look at this JNT all the way back in CT spawn, just denying anyone to go to heaven. You know, great positioning, but Zeus is going to find the entry towards the A site here. Drunky with the 5-7 looking to hold strong, but Knack only finds one before falling. Drunky goes down without doing too much damage, and in the 2v4, it's looking a bit rough for the Sharks here. But Jono, JNT finding the headshot, which does allow RCF to make his way out of the vent. Flamey, decent damage, but with the nade, is that going to be enough to finish off JNT? He's dropped down, but the sound of the nade has actually completely masked his movement. So Flamey will fall, and now on the 1v2, it's looking rough for the Sharks. But JNT doing a great job so far. He's got himself the AK, looking to tap the bomb, but perfect timing on the peak there for Edward as JNT started to run back towards the bomb. But Na'Vi taking the lead 2-1 over Sharks.
And that's a very classic Na'Vi sort of round there with that really slow map control. It's what we used to see from them. Admittedly, they actually let themselves a lot of time there. That's a lot earlier than we normally see Na'Vi go. They're more of a 20 seconds Na'Vi, or less kind of team a lot of the time on the T side. But nonetheless, it works out for them here. JNT hit some sharp shots with that scout, but wasn't quite enough to save his team in the end. That will result in Na'Vi having a bit of a lead here, up 2-1 now. And they have, with that CT economy in the bin, they've denied the force buy. They've kept their own money good enough, gone for 2 SMGs here to make a bit more of that aforementioned catch. Who's going to catch some early grenade damage, speaking of catching things, but Electronic's going to get ramps control for free. All of Sharks stacking the upper bomb site.
I just want to go back there for a second. JNT, you've won my heart. I love a good little scout flick. You've given me that one. But now here we are. Simple dropping off Annex. Going to get so much information, but he's only found one frag. And the AK is now in the hands of the CTs. We do see Knack wrapping around towards Outers, looking to just keep that control for the moment. Electronic, he's down on the B site, as is Zeus, and the bomb will be planted successfully. But this could be a free rifle for Sharks. They are looking to save, but Edward, all the way towards T-spawn, expecting the CTs to be here. He's only got himself the MP5, but only an MP5 and a couple of extra $100-y-doos in the bank for him as he takes down RCF. Now Electronic gets the timing, but can't connect the bullets as Exit is trying for an exit frag. But unfortunately, Electronic looking too good here. Naki's managed to pick up the AK, but on the flank, Edward here with the MP5. Just so much damage. 3 kills for him with the SMG. That'll buff the economy nicely as Na'Vi find a third round.
Not too much to talk about there, really. Na'Vi, play it slow, play the map control. SMGs get the majority of the kills, which is good. Edward has $7,000, which means that with him, well, with his help, really, they'll have money for the next couple rounds. Sharks will get a gun round off here. They've got the AWP out onto JNT, and there's no answering one for Simple for now. But on a map like Nuke, you don't really see that much T-side AWPing unless it's to contest Outers. And a guy like Simple, world-class rifler, obviously, as well as being a world-class AWP, that's what makes him the best in the world. I think that one might have been either a run throw or a jump throw there, Flamey.
He's forgotten to jump, unfortunately. That's definitely the case of what we just saw. Brain turned off for a moment, and Flamey, you can't make mistakes like that. So that is a smoke that is wasted for Na'Vi. But surely Na'Vi will be able to bring it back regardless. Sharks, they've got the rifles. They haven't fallen yet, which is definitely good for them. JNT with the glass cannon as well. Let's see if he can dish out some damage all the way back in CT, I believe. Now he's up at heaven. Okay.
Chilling out in heaven. Either way, Na'Vi now getting some utility out onto the upper bomb side, setting up for a vent drop here, but not going for it, just trying to bring the CTs out of ramp, which they've done. RCF here, that rotation, that's what all that utility was for. He was the ramp player, and he's had to fall off it. Electronic finds a pick to help sell it, but now the entry's on into lower, and no one from Sharks is going to be there. It was just Knack, I think, or Leo Drunky, one or the other, who was chilling out here before. He can't actually get into this bomb site. There's Electronic with the late lurk into Secret as well. He can pick up Leo Drunky here too. Will not be able to get that frag, but does enough damage and gets the info. Sharks sealed out of this round already. The fake onto the upper bomb site works flawlessly, draws off the ramp player, lets Na'Vi get into low up.
Yeah, the patience and the off angle there from Electronic working wonders. But the Sharks, they will be able to save 3 rifles going into the, is it the 6th round now? Make it 2. You know, Zeus here with the MAC-10 at medium to long range. Shouldn't win that battle, but Drunky was just not ready for that one. A little bit too much to drink, I think. But now with the M4 here, exit. He's got a nice little angle behind the forklift. Zeus, though, must have just spotted that. Swinging wide, looking for a bit more damage. He is expendable here. Looking to upgrade into the next round, but exit. Will pop the free little smoke. Edward trying to do more damage, but with the 2 rifles saved, there is a little bit of economy there to potentially go for a force buy, but Nuke is heavily utility dependent unless you can get yourself into the sneaky corners and catch the experienced gamers like Na'Vi off guard, which I don't believe the Sharks can do.
It did work out okay for them in the pistol. They had the triple stack on ramp, which they ended up needing 2 players. I don't think the 3rd player in the corner there on the left ever actually peeked out, but it worked out for them. That said, though, the pistol round is all they've won. Na'Vi have been in control of this game and of the CT's economy since then. They do have the buy here, but the utility's limited. They do have a player on the shotgun still, and Flamey's so fast out hard. That's a change of pace we haven't seen before, and it's found them the 2-for-1 trade getting into the A-bomb side here. Sharks, once again, shut out before they can get anywhere. There's the utility. Molotov into heaven, the smoke into hut, or annex even. No way for Sharks to get back into this one. They should really just call for the save again here.
Yeah, Sharks, they've been heavily rotating, and looking at it now, they didn't even get a second to rotate. Essentially, the bust was too fast. Flamey with the entry, absolutely massive. Exit couldn't find more than 1 from the position he was playing. He did have an opportunity, but Na'Vi, they are all sharp gamers, and it is very hard to out-aim them. Now, what I think we are seeing from the Sharks right now, I think they're overthinking things a little bit. Knowing that they, on paper, in the stats, they have one nuke a little bit more than what Na'Vi have, but they haven't versed a team of the caliber of Na'Vi before. Well, not haven't, but, you know, they might just be overthinking things, giving themselves a little bit too many nerves, and that might be playing on their minds. So we'll see what they can do going into the 7th. They are going to force up with a bit of a save, but the money starting to build up with a round loss bonus. Na'Vi already on 5 T rounds, which is pretty stock standard, but I think that they are on their way to find a few more.
Oh yeah, they're showing no signs of slowing so far. The last 2 rounds that Na'Vi have won have both been against gun rounds because Sharks have been saving guns, and they've both been just one decisive push from Na'Vi. They really only get 1 or 2 kills in the initial entry, but that's all they need. From there, Sharks have to save. That last, or 2 rounds back, was the one where they threw the fake onto upper, then went ramp, drawing that ramp player off. They get 1 kill on the entry. They lose a player, get another one in the post plant. That's enough. 4v3, the last 3 players save. Exactly the same thing in that round, although a different spot. They bust out onto A, get 2-for-1 entry trade. The last 3 players of Sharks have to save because then Na'Vi have all of the utility lined up to lock them out of even getting close to the retake until the bomb's pretty much a third to a half ticked. It's very difficult for them to deal with. They need to get these kills before the bomb take or the bomb site take comes in. It's no easy feat up against the likes of Na'Vi, but we'll see. T-side this time. Going for a slower take in towards outers. The CT's repositioning.
Well, here's a stat for you. So Na'Vi,
hit me with it.
With the percentages of the map wins on Nuke being like 25%, right?
1 out of 4, yeah.
The teams that they versed are Mouse, Gambit, Astralis, and Big. Recently.
Yeah,
so,
ouch.
So that is why it's probably not great. But anyway, do see the aggression coming out from Drunky already. Jono holding strong with the AWP so far, taking down Electronic, and Drunky with that lurk there, finding Zeus, catching him off guard completely. But Simple, just looking the wrong direction, will be taken down. So this push proving so effective for the Sharks right now. But back to the 2v5. Sharks, with this man advantage, you know, they are going to have to try to lock it down. Edward and Flamey staying close, looking to trade it out. The Sharks were aware of their previous position, but with the holes that they have left, anything could potentially happen at the moment. Jono, he's still got control of the secret area, playing from the stairs. Also, just to clarify, I'm calling JNT Jono because his name is Jonathan. For any of you avid viewers out there wondering who Jono was.
And because we're Australian, we shorten everything and add a vowel. It's the way it works. Usually an O. We can talk more about Australian vernacular later if we ended up needing to fill time for that. But Jono, JNT, all works fine. Not much for Flamey and Edward to do here, really. 20 seconds left. Still a whole bunch of utility on Sharks. This is already a save. It's been called if they can. And Flamey Not sure how far he's really going to get on 7 HP. We'll go down. Now it's all on Edwards to try and keep his gun alive, but can't hit the shot he's presented. Knack will take him down. 5 guns up for Sharks. That's more what they needed. That aggression, that's what I was talking about there as that round got underway. They need to try and find the engagements, give themselves the advantage before it comes to Na'Vi just smacking a bomb site. That's going to be difficult to hold off, but if you can get aggressive, if you can find the holes in the offense as Na'Vi push slowly, then you can punish that sort of thing. I don't think Na'Vi will let that exact situation happen again, but
probably not.
Now they'll have to be careful as they know that Sharks are willing to try and find those holes. If they think that Sharks are just going to sit in the bomb site and they can think, great, you know, we've got all the time in the world, slow hits, whatever, they're not going to push into us. But now that that's happened, there's got to be that little tick in the back of Na'Vi's minds thinking they might push us here. We've got to be a little bit more careful with what we do.
You know, Sharks only attack humans. It's rare, right? So they might show a bit more discipline here. But the hit is coming in towards the A site. Edward going to be traded out by Knack there, who will head back towards the lockers for the moment. But Zeus on the way in is going to shut Exit down, who continues to play the same position. Na'Vi seem to be adapting, switching on, and are completely aware of him playing in that little spot on the A site there. But Knack and RCF have killed the planter. Found one more into Flamey. Simple hit. Did Simple plant on the B site? Oh, he has. No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. Okay, so the map once again throwing everyone off, including myself. 1v2, JNT and Knack coming in a little bit late, but the Molotov will actually split up the CTs here. JNT is going to stick it. Knack, oh, good cover. So Simple just couldn't clutch that one out in the 1v2, but Sharks, they found themselves a third round in what threw us all off. Knack with the 4K there as well, so that's massive for the confidence for the Sharks.
It is indeed. That's the sort of thing they were looking for there. Managing to hold off the likes of Na'Vi and even cleaning up Simple there on the lower bomb site. Unfortunate with that plant position, it's when you plant there and play where he's playing from, it's the I haven't planted for myself, so I might get away with them not checking this. But the downside of that is if they immediately smoke and defuse, then you can't get onto that bomb quickly. They did swing out wide and cover it. Extinguished his molly as well. It was just a fraction late.
Look, I even thought that they killed the planter in that situation. I didn't know that Simple was on the B site until we did swap to his point of view. The sneaky little fella throwing everyone off. What a strat. So, huh?
You know what you got?
What did I get?
Bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
Just like the rest of us with the update on Wednesday.
Of course. I keep seeing that on Twitter, and I'm not taking any bait. I'm waiting to see it. It's probably just some new skins.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had, hey, what are you doing Wednesday? And then
Christmas
actually, sorry,
skins.
work stuff. Just Thursday works for you. The next one will be like, sorry, guys, how's 2021? A bit busy.
Yeah.
That'll be it, 100%. I refuse to get excited now because Valve are just going to bait us all day.
Why would they do that? It's so horrible. Gaben, stop it.
It's an abusive relationship. Speaking of abuse,
Ooh.
JNT's copped some through that door as Zeus pops it, baits out the AWP shot as well, so starting to adapt, looking for these AWPers. Not wanting to be caught out. He will reposition into lower, which is where he's been playing a lot of the time. Simple onto the Krieg here as well. That's what we like to see. Something a little bit different. It is only $50 more than the AK, so why not? Ooh. Electronic has to be close. There's a Shark lurking in secret.
Yeah, but look at this.
More ways than one.
The repositioning is so strong here from JNT. I think with the scope, it must have been heard by Na'Vi. They seem to be aware of his position, but not at the moment. Oh, look at the headshot angle from Simple is going to rip JNT's head off as well with the SG, of all things. Electronic finding the frag as well. Now it's back to the 3v5, and Na'Vi, they keep on winning these scenarios, but Drunky's got himself the AUG on the A site, finding one, but once again done. So Exit and Drunky taken out by Flamey. Now it's up to RCF with an AUG of his own in a 1v4. It's looking unlikely, and Na'Vi might hit Sharks with a bit of a reset. There is lots of money in the bank at the moment. So if they can win yet another, the cash could be drained.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Sharks will be able to get buys out in the next round. They do have enough in the bank, especially with JNT sitting on nearly $8,000.
Yep.
They've got enough to reinvest, but like I mentioned earlier in the pre-match, in the first couple rounds, the money is your biggest enemy, even more than the T side is on CT side nuke. If you can't hold on to your economy, then you're in trouble. Now they've really cottoned on to the fact that he's playing down there, still choosing not to have the T side off. I mean, Simple's there. Was it a device who started calling it the Zoom player? I think it was that's a device thing. He's like, I'm a Zoom player, and then he buys a Krieg and an AUG all the time.
Maybe. That would have been so huge if RCF did manage to save the AWP in the situation, because now look at the money.
That's
all
the thing,
gone.
because JNT had like 8K.
Yep.
He spent 9 now with the rest of the money that he got into reinvesting with the AWP and dropping one of his teammates.
And you got Drunky on the XM as well, which is only a 2K weapon.
There's no kits. There's limited utility. Better than it could be, but Drunky's getting caught out here. Really wants to get down Vents, but Na'Vi is saying no. Electronics caught out RCF elsewhere as well. Na'Vi really starting to get control of things on the T side now. They're limiting the CT's economy. It's got to be so frustrating for Sharks to try and deal with here. They've got to fight back with some pretty inferior weaponry.
Yeah, so it's essentially a 3v5 at the moment. Drunky already down to 15 HP before being spotted by Na'Vi at all.
And with such a situational weapon as well.
It's a good pick if he can manage to find some frags, which I don't think
works,
he has
but like,
yet.
the point is, when you're on that low
$900
HP,
bonus.
it's unlikely you're going to get close enough to do damage with the shotgun on 15 HP.
Well, you'll find out
That's
shortly.
Look
where he is. He's down in secret. He's down in secret holding. But I'm not sure if he is going to find any action. JNT with the AWP holding the ramp area from hell at the moment. But he is going to give it up. And Na'Vi looking like they are going to go straight through that smoke as well. So Flamey, even slow peeking the line that JNT was just on. But he didn't have the patience. He did go for a rotation. He's gone all the way up to heaven. So this could be the backstab on A. It could also just be a B site hit. Na'Vi, 30 seconds remaining. Have to make a decision shortly. And it looks like we are going to go to B. Death balling all the way down. Still completely silent.
Now, I did hear, just before they went for this push, I did hear a flashbang. So I'm wondering, because I didn't see it, if Na'Vi threw that outside and that's what's drawing the AWP away. He did reposition up to heaven, so it could have been from where they were. They threw nades onto A, and that's why the AWP chose to move. They did time that to perfection, so I'm wondering if that's what it is. Either way, though, they do have the B bomb site now.
And Sharks will have to save to have any chance going into the next round.
Absolutely, they will. They need to hold on to these guns. I mean, Leo Drunky, 15 HP and an XM. If you can find a kill, absolutely, mate. As for the rest of them, really need to hold on to their guns. It's going to be a very difficult buy, or a very difficult round for them. Simple spots one, but not going to hit the shot, so there's a gun upgrade potentially for the shotgun player. Flamey's presenting his head here now as well, and JNT will rip it off for him.
Good shot there.
Guns if they can pick him up, doing actually a lot of damage here. Navi's economy isn't going to care. They've got tons of money, but at least Sharks aren't losing players. That's very important.
Look at that electronic. He's just trying to get the angle up to AC there. Exit, though, hiding behind the stairs is going to survive. So that's 4 rifles saved, and Sharks will have an opportunity into the 11th to try to put another round up on the board. And Na'Vi, look at that. The economy really not taking too much of a hit there.
You know, they're fine in the money department. They've got their T-side economy rolling, which is a terrifying prospect if you're a CT side team on Nuke. If you know that no matter what you do to the T-side, they're still going to have guns. That's not fun. Not a fun thing to be dealing with. They do, as you say, save 4 guns. They'll be able to get some utility behind all of it now, but their money is still not secured. If they win this round, but it's a 1v1 or something, then their money is still not going to be particularly great. Leo Drunky copping some nade damage as well on top of Hut.
JNT doing work with the AWP. Getting the first pick of the round onto Edward. But Zeus, he's made his way down into the vent, into secret, and might hit the CTs with the backstab. The ramp player hasn't rotated at all, so it doesn't seem that the Sharks are aware of this push. JNT, still holding out as RCF over towards ramp. But Zeus, he has to open a door, or he will have to break a window to give up any information and to go for this backstab, which hasn't been heard at the moment. There might be a bait happening up towards A.
They could do, I'm not sure if they blew out Squeaky or not, but you can still do that sick, like, coordinate opening Squeaky A with Squeaky B, so they don't know what's happened. But
okay.
I think they have been blowing that up with grenades, so I'm not sure they can get away with that. And instead, Zeus just going to go through the window. And RCF, he hasn't caught on. He thinks that's the window of hell or something else. He must. Either that or he just hasn't heard it. Maybe they were talking at the time, but he has no idea, Zeus. He's heard Exit playing close here as well. He's got the B-bomb site for his team. He just has to find a way for them to get there. As right now they haven't, but Exit, he's going to pick up both kills. That's the bomb down. Zeus tries to go up for the refrag and will get it, but 25 seconds. They've got to get that bomb, get down to B, and just like that, it's turned around. It's only Zeus left. His teammates have fallen around him, and he gets tagged by the AWP as he drops through as well.
7 HP and a dream. Last time Na'Vi were in the 1v2 situation on the B site. It didn't work out for them. And pre-fire coming out from Decon, so Drunky's position has been found. Zeus, though, so low, managing to get away with murder at the moment. But the team flash there as well. JNT expecting this positioning. The smoke going to deny any vision, and Zeus will have to go through this one. But as the bomb is tapped, JNT will pull out the USP, gets the headshot at the last moment, and that will be a 4th round for the Sharks. But what I have just noticed is Na'Vi get the majority of their rounds on Nuke on the T side. So
I'm
we'll
not surprised
see
by that.
if the Sharks are a T-sided team as well.
We had some very T-sided games. The only Na'Vi game that I was able to cast so far this tournament was their game against Order and Mirage. And that was a game where Order were up 10-1 on the T-side, finishing the half 10-5.
Right.
And Na'Vi then went 11-3.
Huge T-side on Mirage.
Something like that. I think it was 11-3.
So that's dangerous for Sharks as well if they do make it to a third map. Sharks will have to take this. I don't think that they will be able to pull it back on the second map. If Na'Vi take Nuke, I'm calling it 2-0. There's no real conversation there.
Heading into Dust 2 after this. It's not the easiest of prospects for them. So there's Na'Vi, though, using their second tactical timeout. Just have a chat. Figure out how that round went so wrong, because it really did. They had that round won. They got Zeus down onto ramp, or into lower, then into ramp, got that pick on RCF, had ramp control. All of his teammates needed to do was find a way past the one remaining player holding in hell, get down. That bomb site was theirs. Zeus had it locked down, but they get picked off around the map. Exit sprays down 2.
No, Exit's usually the A-site player. That's why they didn't think he'd be at hell.
But they have usually had a player around heaven or hell.
Yep.
Every single time the A-site retakes come in, it's been multiple players for Sharks through heaven, which is why Na'Vi have been double mollying it in the times that they've actually taken A. But either way, doesn't work out this time. Still a full buy, though, for the Ts. And the CTs, while the money's still tenuous, they're starting to build it up. They can get a few more wins happening. There's the counter utility to stop these smokes. And Leo Drunky gets flashed perfectly through the smoke as well.
Tries to commit to the spray transfer, knowing that there was one more T player towards Outers, but the trade comes in as Edward makes his way towards Outers a little bit late there. So in the 4v4, there was a nice trade, and Electronic is already down through Secret. Exit, he's in Annex, I think that is. No, right next to the vent here, holding the A site with JNT. Nak still holding ramp, but RCF in a great position to try to hold Molotov, not going deep enough, but Electronic, his head's going to be spotted. Edward here gets dinked down to a little bit of HP. Simple though, 2-tapped. And now RCF holding like a champion. Edward down on 13, Electronic on 76. But where's Zeus? Zeus is lurking late through ramp as well. So this could be the nail in the coffin. The CTs do have a player behind the silo, so Nak looking to hold from the ramp there, and he will be successful. Takes a little bit of damage himself, but in the 4v2, it's looking a little bit rough. RCF spotting Electronic still in the vent. Edward in Secret as well. But they are just going to try to force their way out Decon. 20 seconds remaining. Nak making a huge amount of noise here up on the rafters.
Doesn't matter. And
he should be able to deny the plant. But Electronic, Edward, they're just walking away, looking to save the weapons.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that jump that he makes is psychological at that point. He's like, yeah, I'm here. I want you to know that. There's no way you're getting out Decon and planting this bomb without me seeing you. And Na'Vi are like, yeah, you know what? You're probably right. We're going to go over this way and try holding our guns. So Sharks, they'll take a 5th. This is a good comeback from them. It is worth noting, though, this is definitely a comeback in more ways than one. Sure, they're down in rounds and coming back into it. More importantly, they still are on the preferred side of this map. Normally, the goal for the T side on current version of Nuke is probably 5 rounds as the benchmark, 4 or 5. Any more than that, you're doing fine. If you win the T side, great. If Sharks bring us back to 8-7, sure, they will have won a round, but they do still give Na'Vi 7 T-side rounds. Also, Simple's job here is to jump down vent and win with an over. 100%. Let's do it. King.
All right, well, we will see shortly. Although I just want to reflect on Sharks' decision to save the 4 rifles rather than going for the hunt. Their economy is pretty trash, and they need to try to save as many rifles to have the best opportunity to get a few more rounds going towards the end of the first half here.
Simple, why are you no go down vent?
Because he wants to use the CZ. He bought a Nova by accident, but he's going to use the CZ for the frags. That's it.
That's 100% the strategy.
Although,
look, it's simple, man. I'm not going to question anything he does. He can make it work with any weapon.
Nova's a long-range weapon.
He could buy a Negev, current Negev, not AK Negev back in the day. Current Negev, which is inaccurate as all heck, and still win. I'm convinced of that. I mean, I think we've all seen that clip of, I don't know who, I can't remember who it is, it's so old now, but it's a guy playing CT box on Mirage A side, and he gets one-tapped by a Nova with armor just running out of A main. So the Nova, as has been well established, is definitely a sniper rifle.
Golly gosh.
But they are going to go for the creep into the lower bomb site here. Try and get close enough for Simple to find something with that Nova, while some grenades are thrown on upper just to do a cheeky bit of faking.
Oh, but this could be the mental game. We might see the bomb coming back up through Annex. It looks like that will be the play. 2 men up vent as the vent was mollied. But Flamey there opening up on ramp. Should be able to flank at Heaven. We'll see how this goes. But the bomb is going back down towards B, 20 seconds. And it's coming through Secret. Edward and Flamey finding the entries. Now it's all up to Drunky and Exit to try to close this one out, but they're up on A. And the bomb is going to successfully be planted over towards B there. So perfect timing right at the end of the round. Na'Vi going back to their roots here. Committing right at the end. And this will be an 8th round for them. Sharks saving 2 weapons and looking at the economy. There might be force potential going into the next, but it could also be a good idea to just save for the utility and to potentially get J&T with another AWP in hand going into the final round of the half. So Electronic going to get his head ripped off there by the AUG from Mr. Drunky. Flamey, here's the footsteps of Exit, who makes his way into the credit card slot. But is that going to be the way to save your money? Not if you don't check your corners. And Flamey gets the headshot there, denies a rifle, and there should be a save coming up for the Sharks here.
It's going to give Na'Vi 9 potentially, which is a lot of rounds on the T side. They've already won the half. And that round that wins them, or that round that wins them their 8th even, I should say, is much more a typical Na'Vi style. They go very slowly, work with the map control, manage to find the picks. And it's very much the way we see them play this so much that they'll go really slowly, take map control gradually, and then towards 25 seconds or so, they'll suddenly make the call to just push that little bit further. A flurry of headshots will come in. All of a sudden, they can pick whichever bomb site they choose to go for. A quick look at some stats here. What do we got? Any standouts? No, all of Na'Vi pretty much fragging across the board. Over on the Sharks side, it's Leo Junkie and Nak leading the charge.
RCF having a roughie there too. I think he has been getting... Is it RCF? I think it's RCF that's been getting destroyed by Simple at Outers. You know,
yeah, look,
expected
it's tough.
though. Simple, crazy man.
Exactly. That's Simple's one of those players where when you're getting destroyed by him, you just sit there and you go, meh. Also worth noting, I'm pretty sure Sharks just used 2 tactical timeouts in a row. They're real keen on talking this out, making sure they make the right decision.
But the buyers come out. I might not agree with this. They need that utility. You know, using the late round utility is the nail in the coffin for Na'Vi. But it's just, you don't know where they're going to come from.
Yeah,
they're not getting that map control. Like, it's CT side nuke. You can't really force any map control.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because in theory, the way that you beat a team like Na'Vi, who are, you know, more likely than not on their T sides, like every once in a while they go for a bust, but more often than not, they're most likely going to wait until late round and then just explode on you. And sure, you think the logical answer is, yeah, if we just hold our utility and then throw it all at the last second, we'll win, which is true. But what they do, the way they play it, is they don't let you know where they're coming until it's too late. You don't get a chance to deploy your utility. Or they put enough pressure on early with their own grenades that you have to use some of it early. Like, look at this. They've thrown 1 grenade. They've drawn another smoke out. Leo Drunky goes for a very gutsy pick and will win it. Going to get away as well, untagged or unkilled.
Simple almost getting the trade there. The AWP over the smokes, just couldn't quite connect. So Sharks, they've got the man advantage, but only barely. Drunky on 13 HP as Na'Vi start to make their way down to Secret and potential change in pace. But we all know that's a lie. Na'Vi will just get this map control and hold for any over-aggression from the CTs, which we did see at the start. It has gained them that man advantage, but Nak holding Annex from Warehouse. RCF here in the same position as before. Up on the rafters. Exit trying to hold close with the MP9 on top of Hut. But that bomb slowly making its way towards Decon, it seems. No, up into Vent. Na'Vi just clearing all the little nooks and crannies. And there's plenty of those here on Nuke. Flamey at Decon. The rest of his team going towards double doors. Clearing over towards the window room there. But RCF, he's got a great angle. Not sure if he is going to be checked. He can hide here.
There has been a player behind this silo a lot of times for Sharks. Like, a lot of their default hold on B does include a player on the rafters somewhere around here, and with that Molotov, it'll confirm it.
He's
no
given up
reason
so
they're looking
much
for it, but he's found a
information.
ridiculously good shot onto Electronic there. Flamey wallbangs it back from underneath, but now 20 seconds. Simple waiting for the drop. Only Simple is going to play an angle like this against an SMG and win it. Of course he does. Now the 2v3 to work with as well.
With the quick scope, we'll find yet another. And in the 1v3, it's going to be a bit rough. But if there's any man that can do it, it's definitely Simple. He pulls out the CZ, looking for some close range frags. We'll find one, but a good trade from JNT as Nak tries to go for the flank. But JNT will just do it all solo. And Sharks will find a 6th round on the Force. So I didn't think it was the play, but it turns out it was. As Na'Vi just couldn't close it out. So RCF, he's played that position many times, could have not used utility, which would have hidden his position for a little bit longer.
Navi were already shooting at him as he was throwing that molly. Like,
he threw the smoke before the molly. That's how they knew he was there.
I mean, he has been... They've had a player up there pretty much every single round. Like, remember, it's how Zeus died when he... that round after he got the lurk down from Megaton, we did it again. That's how he died trying to peek into lower. They knew Nak was up there that time when they had a 2v4 with 20 seconds left. He jumped on the rafter above them. They fell back. They know there's been a player up there for Sharks quite a lot, so I think it would have been checked anyway, but it doesn't matter either way. They do get the round 1 despite him going down, and there's JNT with the first pick onto Zeus, a very aggressive one through Squeaky Door.
But the Squeaky Door has been completely D_stroyed. The Simple starts to make his way through it. Edward, though, around Annex. He might just smoke this one off. Oh, he's baited it. Quick swapped a little bit too early there, but he will fix the old problem. But Drunky holding with the AUG. 2 frags for him. JNT yet another with the AWP. Now it's all up to Electronic in the final round of the half, and Sharks looking great to find a 7th, but Electronic, he has been dangerous this tournament so far. Nak going wide, but wasn't really that wide. He baited me. He baited the crossover Electronic as well, and that did allow the Sharks to find 7. You know, nice little comeback. That could be just what they have needed, but we'll see if Navi are going to be able to hold going into the CT side. Do you think that they can do it? Look at the ADR. There's more ADR there on the Sharks than there is on Navi. For certain players, of course.
Yeah, look, RCS having a rough one, but it is what it is. Either way, I mean, the CT side, in theory, should be very good for Navi. They've got a lot of freedom with the players they have. They can let Simple or Electronic or even Flamey make plays. They've got solid backup if Simple or Electronic decide to do anything. And let's be real, it's Simple on the CT side. If anyone's making some balls-out aggressive player, it's that man. But I think they're certainly in a good spot to take this one out. We haven't seen them play that much Nuke, but by no means are they bad at it. The T side certainly looked prepared. They had all the utility ready to go. It wasn't the most complicated util. It was all a lot of standard grenades, but they used it well. They were faking. They were playing around with Sharks rotations, and they got 8 rounds out of it, which, you know, it's a close half on any other map, but getting 8 rounds on Nuke T side, you've done well. Now it's up to Sharks on their own attacking side to answer here. Let's see what they've got for us in the pistol. They've gone for 1 set of util, none on Na'Vi, choosing instead to battle it out with all armor. Let's see where Nak's utility is going to go. 1 grenade, 1 flash, and 1 smoke. That is pretty much the set of utility that you'd use for event drop play. Grenade to destroy Squeaky Door, smoke to block out the hut, and a flashbang to go through to get them down. It looks like that's exactly what it will be. There's the grenade for Squeaky Door, the smoke to go out hut, and the flashbang as well. At least that's the set that they do for the Squeaky play, but instead they're using it to get out NX.
But Edward, is he going to be ready for the drop here? Drunky shut down by Simple, who's going to be playing and holding outers there, but Flamey with the fast rotation down to ramp, falling, knowing that the push is coming in. But in at the off angle, he is going to be checked by JNT. So what a shot there to open up the B site, but Electronic already down here. And at medium to long range, he is going to find a second frag onto Nak as well. The bomb goes down. JNT has picked it up for a moment. Oh, he hasn't actually got the bomb. And he is going to fall. So that bomb's still down on the rafters. Exit last alive, going to be shut down by Zeus as well. And that is a crucial pistol for Navi, who take it to 9, 2-round lead. Should make it a 10th, but we'll see what the Sharks can do. Are they going to force, or are they just going to eco for the 3rd round of the half?
I think they should eco here. I mean, if they were down like 10-5 or something, and then they lose pistol, maybe that's when you force. But on your T side, force buys really on T side aren't that good on Nuke, unless you do what Na'Vi did, where they were able to get enough kills in pistol that they had multiple AKs on their force buy. In this case, there wouldn't be a single AK if they did force in here. It would just be pistols and the odd SMG. You're not really going to do too much with that on Nuke. It's pretty rare that SMGs do win around on the attacking side, because you've got to get so close to the CTs, and there's so many different angles they can sit in. So I like this decision. They're not really under the pressure in terms of the rounds. They're only 2 behind. It'll be 3 after this one. You might as well just try a Hail Mary like this, convince that someone to push into you. You can get a frag with a Glock, steal a gun away, maybe do some more damage with that. Thing is, though, Na'Vi, usually one of the more patient teams that play this game, shouldn't really be pushing too hard for no reason at all. Especially in a 5v5. They don't need to go for info here, and they know that they have the guns.
But Flamey's doing it anyway. Look at this, just playing the off angle towards Trophy Room. Here's a couple of footsteps coming his way, but he's here and he's ready and he's sharp as ever. Look at that haircut. And look at that arm. He's going to take a free frag onto exit there. Throwing yet another Molotov to slow down the push. It isn't going to separate the terrorists, but Edward getting aggressive as well. Finds himself 2 fast frags. Flamey gets a second as well, and Simple with the M4 taking down JNT. And And that will be all she wrote as Na'Vi take it to double digits first on the CT side, start to get a little bit of momentum back as the Sharks are now going into their first gun round for the second half.
See what they're going to go for here then. 4 AKs, Galil for Nak, choosing to go for the extra bit of utility instead. And on Na'Vi, they're going to go for basically a bonus round here. They're keeping the 3 SMGs up. Certainly can work as a lot of close corners you can sit in on the counter-terrorist side of Nuke Sharks. A lot of utility used very early on. They've got complete outers control. Also the utility to get them into vents, but it's going to be a secret play from them. Watch how Na'Vi are adjusting here. They drift Simple into unders. He's ready to face this secret push. Indeed, that's what he's waiting for. Uses a molly just to slow it down. There's still Nak hanging around out the back, seeing if anyone is going to push through lobby, but so far he's just here to make noise. See if anyone will push. That grenade doesn't do as much damage as I thought it could, given the timing that it had, but Flamey's here. Spots out the shoulder of the first.
Oh, but he's gotten the head of the second, and there is the bomb straight in front of 2 of the most deadly players here for Na'Vi. Molotov going deep behind the smoke as well, and that will split them up completely.
We call that the jig being up.
It's essentially
if you're going to drop anything, the bomb goes around the corner, and you're like, well, I wonder where we were planning on going.
You said it was a secret play, but it's not too secret anymore.
No, it's very public now.
Flash coming in and Flamey getting aggressive, but that has brought it back to a 4v4. Sharks, they are going to rely on, I think it's exit. No, it's not exit, it's RCF on the lurk there.
Very aggressive when you have bomb down.
Yeah. Oh, and what do you know, Zeus goes down as well. So the soldiers are falling. JNT over there finding Edward as well. I'm not actually sure who it was on the lurk. I think it was... no, that was JNT. No, it wasn't.
No, it was Nak.
It was Nak. Okay, that was the one. They all have short names, so it's really hard to spot, especially with the old Maparoni up here. Anyway, the bomb has come up to the A site. It is Electronic last alive in a 1v4, and Sharks looking good to lock down the 8th. Economy there for Na'Vi. Should be able to buy up into the next, especially if Electronic saves the AK, which he has just got the free upgrade to. Exit, going too slow around the corner. As Electronic on the off angle manages to better the other man.
I'm really not sure about that one from Na'Vi. The bomb falls into their possession, and of course, there's always an argument to be made both ways, and there's a reason that I'm here and not in the server, so I can't criticize too harsh. Like, the UMP and Flamey running around the corner and getting one beat, fair enough. Trying to see if they're immediately coming to get the bomb. Simple re-peeking that is because he's Simple and he feels confident to hit that shot, but I think that is still just a little bit too much in the situation where you do have the bomb down. They were running a little bit low on utility, so they knew that the Sharks push had to come in to retrieve that gun or retrieve that explosive device at some point, but Simple re-peeks, gets one bead. Excellent pre-fire into Zeus, reasoning that there has to be a lot of players close to where they've just dropped the bomb. It's a difficult round to hold on to either way, but Na'Vi, I feel like, just put a little bit too much, got a little bit too keen there with the bomb down.
The Sharks had no utility to actually retake the bomb either, other than a couple of flashes. They committed so many smokes to the outers push. The Molotov from Na'Vi early on, denying the secret cross. You know, the gap between the 2 smokes if it is thrown too early. So the Sharks had to commit another smoke. But now once again, just going for the slow push towards secret, dodging all the bullets, perfect timing there. And not making any noise at all. But they've committed to 4 players. There is Nak, who is just going to be holding, it seems on T-roof, waiting for any aggression from the CTs. But Na'Vi once again looking to set up for the exact same as the previous round. They are a bit more light on utility this round. They've got a Molotov and smoke left on Edward. They've just gone and thrown HE over towards the secret area, but Sharks, they've got some more utility than what they did in the previous, and they are going to progressively start to make their way down to the B site. I think it's Simple's being forced back over towards B. Can't hold from the stairs area. Double doors given up. Zeus will find a frag and fall back, but here is the repeat from Simple. He finds one, but Drunky on the trade, bringing it back to the 2v4. Flamey, though, refragging as well. But now the bomb is down in a bit of a rough position. Exit manages to retrieve it successfully. But Zeus, look at the timing here. Disregarding vents, though, as the bomb is going to not clear behind him, although the timing, how's it going to go? Zeus. Oh, he will get all the information. Hearing the ladder there, just not quite spotting the man, but the bomb will go down successfully. Nak is here to cover. Planted at default, which will actually allow Zeus to make his way up out of the vent. Lots of noise created, though.
Exactly that. He does get up. He's made a lot of noise doing it. That said, Zeus and Electronic going to group up, and Zeus, despite getting tagged low, will win that duel. Now it's on Nak. He knows where Zeus is coming from, but he doesn't yet know about Electronic. It'll be a difficult one for him to try and clutch out. If he can find this frag on Zeus quickly, then sure, there's a chance, and he won't quite get it though. Left so low, forced out into the spray, and it's Electronic to grab it. That will be the defuse coming through nice and easily as well. Na'Vi moving up to 11, denying that one from Sharks. The money for them, good enough to force buy, but pretty iffy. Might almost be worth a save here, but then Na'Vi hitting 12, and it's starting to get dangerous.
Yeah, he was very scared of the Sharks Heaven player, which didn't exist. Of the Na'Vi Heaven player, sorry. You know, taking it a little bit too long to go for the aggression. Unfortunately, couldn't connect with the Galil as well. A bit more inaccurate there compared to an AK on the first bullet accuracy. But all he needed was one body shot, essentially, onto, I think it was Zeus, who was the low player in this situation. Just didn't manage to connect, and we are going to see Na'Vi going for a tactical timeout. Their economy is essentially in the bin. Hey, they've been losing many players in the previous rounds. And Sharks now, they're back on the pistols too, trying to decide whether that they are going to save. It looks like that they will. Good decision though. They need that utility to cross the secret to... That seems to be their default, just getting that secret control and then trying to play it from there.
I don't blame them. It's worked out pretty well. Pretty much every time they've had it, someone from Na'Vi's gotten over-eager and re-peeked into it, and they've gotten a kill from that, so don't fix what ain't broke.
Yeah, very close rounds. And Sharks with the upgraded pistols are just going to try and do some more damage to the economy of Na'Vi. Electronic playing the short side of Warehouse. Sharks once again using a couple of smokes, but Drunky deciding whether he wants to commit to try and cross to secret. It might be the time to do it as well, though. Obviously, they aren't aware that the Heaven player was over towards A at the moment, but Zeus perfect timing as the smokes go down. Pre-firing through the smoke, looking for any damage that he can find.
Doesn't get very much. Now Simple, he is only facing off against pistols here. This should be a field day for him, but he has had a bit of trouble getting any more than one kill, holding off this secret position. So we'll see if he can do better here. Certainly, we expect him to do well. The best player in the world currently, and playing a headshot line against pistols, this should be an absolute farm for him once these Ts actually push in. See how it goes, though. In the meantime, once again, Nak is the lurker. His job to try and sell something, try and pull Simple back, and they have pulled him back. He tries to take cover in vents now, but they're going to be jumping in on him. Has to recover, and instead forced to safety up on the A-bomb side.
But that will be the bomb plant and the mission achieved for the Sharks. They might not be able to win the round off of it. They are up against superior weaponry. Look at this. Simple as well. Finding the lurker. It's all up to RCF to try to win it. He's got the body armor, which may be worth saving as he is unscathed at the moment, but he is going to get his head taken off by Electronic there. And Na'Vi find a 12th round on the CT side. Sharks, they have money to buy up into the 21st round, but it is starting to... I don't know. Is it starting to go Na'Vi's way? I can't tell.
No, it is. I mean, we'll see after this round because it's another gun round out for the Sharks, but certainly things are now starting to go their way. They're up by 4, looking to make it 5 here. The highlight of that last round for me is really Simple's repositioning there. He's under so much pressure. He moves away, ends up in the vents, but realizes very early on that he's up against pistols. They can just peek into his face all day. He's fighting a fight that he can't win. Chooses instead to get back up the ladder, reposition around and clean up the lurk up. Very good decision making from him, and it's the sort of movement that we expect from someone like Simple. There's been all sorts of analysis videos made showing exactly that sort of smart decision making, and good to see it once again here. Works out fine for Na'Vi in that round, and now Sharks using a lot of utility in the early round, so too on Na'Vi though. Both sides left with not that much utility left, but Na'Vi have found good damage with what they've thrown early.
It makes you think if they run the similar strats to what they've done on the pistol, but with rifles, would they have much of a better chance? Like, getting that bomb down is the mission. But then the round is obviously essentially the bonus point.
Single Molotov here will buy them presence into ramp. There's already players waiting for this one, and while Leo Drunky holds for a secret player to push, will still be the B play here. Nak once again lurking lobby. Looks to go back down and help his teammates, but here's Electronic. This is the sort of hold we've been waiting for. Powering up now with 3 kills. Drops the bomb as well. All of Sharks pick into it one by one. That's what we've been waiting for here from Na'Vi. There's the firepower.
I don't know if that's disgusting or beautiful.
Yes.
It's very questionable, but he's found a fourth as well. Headshots aplenty. This man, he's on a mission, and it is to win the opposing team's map pick. And it's going well so far. Drunky, though, a little bit lost. He couldn't find the GPS on his phone, and he's gone to the wrong place completely, trying just to save the AK going into the 22nd, which might ruin the economy a little bit for the Sharks. They've got a couple of round loss in a row now, so the bonus will be starting to work up. But the CT's just completely unaware, can't kill him after time, won't find him. But a 13th round for Navi.
And in commanding fashion as well. Electronic, those are the sort of situations that we see so often where he just destroys people. Anytime you give him a headshot line, or even not even a headshot line, just a place where he can hit headshots and a nice bit of cover to work around. If you peek him one by one, he will destroy you, and that was exactly the case there. We've seen a lot from him, and it's good to see it here. Currently sitting at 20 and 9. He gets rid of a grenade to buy another one. Sharks, no buy here, just the pistols to support the AK that Leo Drunky's held onto. The play is on him here. It has to be him doing the work. Simple's made his way inside Secret there, somewhere we haven't seen him play just yet. Well, he's been around Secret every time. He hasn't actually been on that box yet, so that might catch Sharks off guard if they do what they have been doing, which is going for this outside pressure.
Simple in a very, very strong position here at Secret. Okay, Zeus, though, 12 HP remaining, managing to take Drunky down. And that is, of course, the rifle out of the hand of the terrorists. So the round has come that little bit harder for the Sharkies. You know, they've got teeth, but they need to sink them into their enemy. And to do that, you know, you definitely need the right weapons. And Simple, he's got the right weapon here. 3 frags for him. Literally standing in the open. He should definitely have gone down there. The Sharks just not peeking together, not fighting the single man out in the open. So that was a little rough there for them. But Navi now finding a 14th CT-sided round. The Sharks will be able to buy up all but Mr. Drunky, who is down to the MP7. So that's a bit of a force just for that man. He's 14 for 15, and RCF has had a horrible game, 4 for 18, just getting caught off too many times, not able to connect enough. But Navi hunting for match point. They've definitely got the advantage at the current moment. But JNT, he's got himself the AWP yet again, looking for an early pick, but is he going to be able to find it? Flash comes out, Electronic. Barely missing some shots, but knowing that the AWP was up there, will not re-pick. Smart decision making.
Certainly is. Last thing you want is to be caught out by an AWP, especially in a round where, or in a map where you have the advantage, in a round where you have the advantage. Navi about to hit 15 if they can convert this one. Simple has to be careful here, but I think that Simple, he might not be. JNT2 doesn't want to give his position up too much. He is solo there as his teammates line up some smokes. Actually going to go back and help exit, line up the outside smoke. So there we go. That'll get them that secret control where Simple will be tested once again. See how they deal with it this time. Leo Drunky's got the molly. It's going to land behind Simple. He peeks straight up to try and get aggressive, but Leo's ready for it. Brings it back into a 4v4. Just about 45 seconds remaining on that clock.
Ready and waiting. And as you can see, they actually gave the MP7 to Knack there, who gave up his AK to the man that's actually fragging. But Flamey gets a dink, but
how's that
the
for a
M4
fifth kill?
Just, whoa, what do you know? It's an RCF. He's made the entry down to the B site. Breaking the glass, though. Bomb should be planted successfully. 20 seconds remaining in the round. But in the 3v4, Navi might just play it safe. The economy's looking nice here, but they don't want to throw away too many rounds.
Exactly that. Like, they're up by 6 here. They'll be decreasing their lead to 5 if they let this one slip, which it looks like they are. But they'll have tons of money. They'll have 3 guns. They'll have 3 guns to move on with. They're going to be in a pretty comfortable position here, really. There's no real stress on them at this point. They're on the preferred side of Nuke. You can just chill, hold onto your guns. And if the Sharks push into you, you can deny them the money.
They've got 2 AKs.
Yes.
Which they can't buy. Although
Zeus has done enough, though. RCF, I don't think, can actually get far enough. Well, he might get far enough away from this bomb. Electronic, though, is just going to do it all.
Oh, but he's pulled the knife out. RCF will go down, potentially. No, the bomb explosion radius on Nuke obviously being changed a few patches ago. And it does allow you to survive much closer to the bomb than you previously could. Also, the bomb might have been planted on the ramp side of site. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it went down closer to ramp. I think From memory, that change was that it doesn't go out as far. It still goes up as far as it did, but I don't think it goes out.
Yeah.
The radius is as big horizontally. So you can still get killed by it if you're on the upper bomb side, but as soon as you start to get away, it decreases rapidly. Either way, Sharks, they are punished by that one. Their money, not that great. They've had to rebuy a lot. That's a very aggressive way to play an AWP, and Simple's ready for it. Somehow lying in wait for that exact thing. That's JNT down. The rest of his team now with the rifles going to go for the push into this A-bomb side where Edward lies in wait and spots the first.
Talking about lying, Sharks are now laying on the ground. Simple as well through the smoke, finishing off the round onto Naki Boy, who will get a consolation frag, but that's the 15th for Na'Vi. Sharks, their money is in the bin completely after only saving one rifle on the round that they did win, that 9th round that they did pick up. Look at this, 23 for Electronic, 20 for Simple, 14 for both Flamey and Zeus, and 13 for Edward. Na'Vi just outclassing the Sharks here on the Sharks map pick, who, I guess, they looked at the stats, and I guess the stats lied this time, you know. They didn't look at the opponents that Na'Vi were facing. Been some of the top 10 teams in the world. But here we are, RCF goes down early to Electronic. The 2-tap proving effective. It might have actually just been a normal headshot. I'm not sure if RCF actually had a helmet. The Sharks, they're on the pistols and a single SMG for exit. And they are going to do the same strategy, which we have seen many times before from them.
Look at all the damage they're taking, though.
Yep, exit goes down. Perfect timing on the Molotov to slow down the push. But with a whole minute remaining, Zeus might just use this a little bit too early. He is here solo, but Electronic up in warehouse could get a nicely timed flank. Edward baiting the crosshair of Drunky here, who has the deagle. Can he hit the 1 dig? He's going to have to keep the dream alive. Electronic fighting with the rifle. Is going to get the 2K. Find that bomb. And now it's all up to Nak with only 10 HP. I think that's about all she wrote here for the Sharks.
Certainly should be, as Zeus will swing out. Caps a dink, but unfortunately it's not a deagle. It will be it. It's 16-9 as Na'Vi